You probably know hydration matters by now, but do you know what's actually necessary for peak performance? What's even going on in your body when you cramp or fatigue during a game? Last episode, you heard the story behind PureLyte, the premium hydration drink mix I personally use and trust. But in part 2 of my convo with PureLyte founder Nathan Cheung, he's breaking down the science of hydration, what electrolytes are, how they help, and how you can build smart routines around hydration that boost your performance. This one's packed with practical tips for all my fellow hardworking sweaters out there. So lock in, y'all. I promise you'll learn a lot from this conversation. Hey there, I'm Tej Morel, professional basketball player, coach, and your pro ball buddy, here to mentor you through practical advice and mental strategies for basketball success. Whether you've struggled along your basketball journey or simply want to reach your full potential, you're in the right place, because it all starts, you guessed it, with your mindset. So let's train your mind like you train your body. Let's show up, get better, and become the kind of player and person you were made to be. You in? Let's get it. All right, hey friends, welcome back to the Pro Ball Buddy Mindset Podcast. Nathan is back on the mic. So Nathan, let's get into it because I imagine there's going to be a lot to cover here. I really want to do a bit of a breakdown on the PureLyte ingredients and the importance of each ingredient. Talk to us about the 4 essential electrolytes and tell us what electrolytes are exactly and why they matter.
Yeah, so electrolytes are little charged minerals, and they're essential for the body. So if we didn't have them, your body actually wouldn't function. Really important for things like nerve function, blood pressure regulation. That's probably one of the big things that people don't realize.
Okay.
And really important, particularly also for the heart and the brain. So when you look at the 4 essential electrolytes, you've got sodium, potassium, magnesium, and calcium. So if we look at each one, first of all, individually, sodium is really important for your blood pressure regulation. Unfortunately, most people associate sodium purely about increasing your blood pressure, which it can do in large amounts. But more recently, over the last 10 or 15 years, studies and the focus have shown that what's more important is the sodium-potassium ratio that you're consuming. So if you can have quite a bit of sodium if you're having enough potassium.
Yeah, okay.
Right? The salt we use in terms of sodium is pink Himalayan salt.
Awesome, my favorite.
Yeah, we chose pink Himalayan salt because it does have trace minerals in it as well that are beneficial for the body, but it also doesn't have the heavy metals in it like Celtic salt, for example. While Celtic salt has a lot more trace minerals, it also has trace heavy metals in it. So we obviously don't want to have the negative effect of that type of product. So we've gone with pink Himalayan salt to just give you that bit extra benefits. And then in potassium, so potassium serves a couple of roles, and potassium actually helps block some of the absorption of sodium. Okay. And potassium also helps relax your blood vessels, which increases or lowers your blood pressure.
Interesting.
And so it actually helps offset, and so there's the body's working with sodium potassium to regulate your blood pressure. We're using potassium citrate, again, easily digestible. It's an organic salt, right? And that's very important to make sure it's easily absorbed in the body. And really important is we actually have a ratio of a 2-to-1 ratio of sodium to potassium. Again, that's really important because one, it is closer to mimicking what most people sweat in that ratio of sodium to potassium. But 2, it also helps support that you can have more sodium or have more PureLyte, for example, without having blood pressure increase. Right? Yeah. So that's really, really important. And then calcium, most people know it's great for bone health, but it's really important also for neuromuscular function. And really, in Australia, we don't have nowhere near enough calcium. Women should be having even more calcium. And so having it there to support. And while we don't lose a huge amount of calcium or magnesium in sweat, we do lose some. And if we're already deficient in it, well, it just means we're getting more deficient, particularly when we exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I know I am because I sweat a lot. And
Magnesium, really important also for blood pressure, for neuromuscular function. Also really, really effective for things like cramps. I guess the only thing you have to always worry about with magnesium products is what's the form of magnesium.
Okay.
Because you get a lot of cheap magnesium products out there. They'll have magnesium oxide, magnesium citrate in it. But both of those two are actual laxatives. So from a hydration point of view, not great because it's actually drawing water away and it's pulling water into the stool.
Okay.
Two, you don't want to be like playing sport and then go, I need to go to the bathroom.
Absolutely.
And then, the great forms of magnesium, there are really 3 forms of magnesium that are great and that are bioavailable, doesn't have much of a laxative effect unless you're having it in really large amounts.
Okay.
And one of those forms is magnesium lactate, which is what we use. And we use that because it's easily digestible without having food. So you can have it on an empty stomach. You don't need stomach acid to absorb it. So magnesium lactate was chosen also because the lactate converts into lactic acid. Now most people associate lactic acid as like, oh, that's really bad.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it actually is very good because the lactic acid, it converts into energy.
Oh,
right?
interesting.
And it's actually the preferred type of energy source for the heart.
Okay.
So really good for aerobic exercise to have that. Right?
So why is it associated with negative?
Just because when the body produces lactic acid and your body can't clear it fast enough, then it accumulates, and because it is an acid, and you get that burning effect, and so you will start to feel that fatigue from it.
Okay.
So it's not that lactic acid is bad. Your body will produce lactic acid to help with producing more energy as a byproduct. But it's just when you can't get rid of it quick enough, the body can't process it, that's when you feel like, oh, lactic acid is bad. But
and do the ratios of all these other things kind of help with that in the processing of that?
In terms of the lactic acid?
Yeah.
So definitely in terms of improving blood circulation.
Okay.
Right? So when you're improving circulation, it just means that the body's more efficient.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
So your blood is so important in terms of moving the good stuff around, but also removing the waste as well.
Yeah.
Right? So when you have good vasodilation, so where the blood vessels expand and contract, when that's really, really good, your body's more efficient. So for example, for yourself playing basketball, your legs will feel lighter.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. And I told you when I first tried it, I was amazed at the effect.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we had that same exact same response from a trainer over in New South Wales. He took it and he goes, "Wow, this is a great side effect."
Yeah.
He called it. He said he normally has really heavy legs when he does his gym workouts.
Yeah.
And he was like, "No, I didn't have that." And,
yeah.
And so that's really why having all 4 electrolytes is important, because they all do support each other.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love how carefully selected, obviously intentional you've been with all the ingredients. And I can definitely attest to that effect on the light legs. Like, I was very impressed with that aspect, and probably all season, really. When I look back at just my recovery and everything, like, it was very clear to me that something was different this season. So awesome. It's been awesome. Oh, on that note, so I mentioned how, like, until this season, I hadn't really dealt with cramping, and it was like, I don't know, like maybe the 3rd game of the season that I had this crazy cramp experience. And then I started using PureLyte, never felt it again. And then, I didn't tell you this, I don't think, but I actually forgot my PureLyte drink in the car on one away trip. And I was just like, no, I won't bother anyone. Like, I'll be fine. I ended up having cramps in that game.
Oh, wow.
Like mid-season. And I was like, wow. Like, to me, that was, what do you call it? Like a test that wasn't even on purpose. It was a total accident, and it just, like, was even more proof to me. Like, it was unreal. You can say that I definitely did not forget ever again. Because clearly, like I said before, it was very evident that I needed PureLyte. It was just perfect timing for me. And speaking of the effects, like I think the light legs, the foggy brain, like when I'm dehydrated, I think that's the biggest thing personally for me that is very clear. Like I just don't think well, and I feel like I just can't even communicate with my teammates. I've just got this crazy foggy brain. I can't even focus on like what the coach is saying, or like I try really hard to focus and then it's just like doesn't process, or goes in one ear out the other, and that is just not fun ever, right? Like that's clearly not performing at your best.
Yes.
So for me, like I said, I'm a heavy sweater, and I had always felt like all of these things going on during my performances, and definitely feeling like there was this imbalance because I was thirsty, but then I was drinking like so much and feeling bloated as well. So I've got all these things going on, all these negative factors contributing to my performance, and I can't believe that, like I've had that battle in the past. It's just crazy to actually even say and then reflect on this season and when I've adopted PureLyte and how different it has truly been. So let's dive into exactly why I had those effects and what is the effect scientifically behind dehydration and like how it affects our performance.
Yeah, so studies have shown that being dehydrated 1% of your body weight can have an impact in terms of performance of about 10% drop.
Wow, yeah.
So it's just 1%. So if you're 100 kilos, you lose 1 litre of sweat, that'll be 1 kilo of your body weight, 1% of your body weight. You'll have a drop of about 10%. And if you go to a 2% drop, 2% of your weight lost in sweat, it gets to 20 to 30%.
Wow.
So it really has a major impact. Even at 2%, it's like having a blood alcohol level of 0.08 in terms of reaction time, in terms of the cognitive thinking. So it's really important, which is why it's so important to understand how much you need to drink to be replacing your sweat.
Yeah.
But it's really important to have an electrolyte like PureLyte to actually make sure your body's retaining that. Because otherwise you will feel bloated.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So thirst, I think, is probably, if we look at what most people talk about, how do you know you're dehydrated? Most people say, oh, look, respond to what your body says, right? So when you're thirsty, right, that's the first sign of dehydration. It is the first sign of dehydration, but it's not the first time you're dehydrated.
Okay.
Right? So the body is now just responding to a point where it's going, hey, you're right, there's going to be a drop in performance now, right? You need to replace the fluid.
Yeah.
Okay. So really important that you actually drinking when playing sport, particularly when you're doing something like basketball, drinking regularly, right, before you're thirsty, and even doing something like prehydration, right? So making sure you are really well hydrated beforehand. You have some electrolytes which will actually help you retain more, and so that way when you start to lose, you actually have something to lose.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's really important. But in terms of brain fog, and cramping, again, so cramping is a really interesting one. It's normally a combination of it's basically neuromuscular fatigue.
Okay.
Right, and where you're basically your nervous system gets a little bit haywire. So you can have cramps from not dehydration. Okay, so cramps can happen because of an unusual movement.
Okay, yeah.
So if you do something you haven't done before and it feels funny, the muscle goes, I've never fired my muscle fibers in this way to do that, right? It can cause a bit of wires crossing, and cause cramp that way.
Okay, yeah, that
so,
makes sense. I'm sure we've all experienced something
yeah,
like
sure,
that.
experienced that. I experienced that the other day. I think I was just trying to squeeze into this gap. Oh, I was on the plane trying to get out of it.
Oh no, it's the worst place.
There's no leg room, and I kind of twisted my body to squeeze past, and got a cramp on the plane.
That's crazy. I'm sure you had your PureLyte in hand.
Oh, I
Hopefully that
did.
helped.
And then when you're trying to stretch out your hamstring and like there's no leg room to stretch it out.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know,
Oh, that's
so,
the worst.
but yeah, so yeah, definitely cramps came because of that. But yes, dehydration will have an impact there as well, because obviously it means your muscles become drier, and your muscles need water in it to fire well, and needs electrolytes to do that as well.
Yeah.
Right. So if your body doesn't have enough there, right, it'll either start cramping or massively fatigue. Right. So fatigue will be the first thing that'll be you'll probably feel, and then brain fog probably be next. And so really, and this is something that people don't understand, dehydration is probably the main cause of fatigue in athletes, right, that are not doing an endurance sport.
Yeah, I believe it.
Right, so the body has huge amounts of storage in the muscles and in the liver. In fact, enough to play 3 basketball games quite easily.
Yeah, wow.
Right?
Okay.
So
let's go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's the fatigue is mainly from the hydration.
Yeah, just shows the importance, because that would be epic. Like,
Yes,
hello,
yes,
3
yeah.
games.
The hydration, and you will get muscular fatigue where the muscle fibers are fatigued in themselves as well. But that muscular fatigue, it's not about carbs. It's not about, I need some food.
Yeah.
Right? You actually need to recover. You need some rest.
Yeah.
And that's why conditioning is so important.
Yeah. For me, one of the key factors is that this drink is actually sugar-free, which we briefly mentioned in last episode. Sugar-free for me, I just have a personal story about it. I decided to go sugar-free just for funsies in a way, want to lose weight or whatever. Before I go home after COVID, I got stuck, wanted to see my family and then look really good, right? So I just cut sugar out, and then when I brought it back in, it was just insane. Because I had cut it out for a long enough time for my body to get used to it and to feel the effects. And it was 3 months. And then I brought it back in, and I just felt ill. I noticed the effect right away. And so ever since then, I think it's been about 3 years, I've just gone refined sugar-free, or processed sugar-free. I'm not crazy legalistic about it. And obviously I continue to eat fruit, lots and lots of fruit. But yeah, with your science background, can you share with us what makes sugar-free, why does that matter?
Yeah, going sugar-free has a really amazing impact on the body. I guess what most people don't understand is how sugar actually impacts the body. Most people think it's just fueling my body. But the effect sugar has on, probably first thing is your blood sugar levels, blood glucose levels, and the body responds with an insulin response to lower your blood sugar levels down to homeostasis. It wants your blood sugar levels to be in a certain range. So when you take a refined sugar or a carb, it actually increases your blood sugar very quickly, and so your body will actually have a response to let's lower this right quickly. And so it produces a lot of insulin, and then when your blood pressure actually comes down, blood glucose level comes down, the insulin is still in your system, and so what happens is your blood sugar levels actually go too low. So it actually goes too far, and so that's why we get this thing of a blood sugar spike, and then you get the crash.
Sugar high and the crash.
Yeah. So that's one of the things that sugar does. But sugar is actually also not great for your gut microbiome.
Okay.
Right? And that's probably what you would have experienced, particularly when you've gone off sugar for quite a while.
Yeah.
And then you've had it. Basically, a lot of the bad bacteria in the gut feeds off that sugar. Right? And it can really cause imbalance there. The other thing about sugar is, what most people don't know is, a lot of the bad things like cancer, like needs that sugar to feed and grow.
Wow.
Right? And
Is that, this might be totally off, but is that why, like, I swear when I'm sick, I crave sugar more?
yeah, absolutely.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, your body is trying to fight off things, right? And it wants the sugar, the bad stuff.
Yeah.
But at the same time, your body's using a lot of energy as well to try and fight.
Yeah. Okay.
Your immune response is using your energy stores.
Yeah.
And so your body will be craving that because it also makes you feel good for a short period of time too.
Yeah.
Right, so it's almost like that cortisol response. I want to feel that high.
Yeah. Okay, but probably important to go for the good sugar and products like PureLyte.
Yeah, correct. I mean, so as I said in the first episode, sugar is not necessarily bad for you when used in the correct situations and taken in the correct way, like with fruit. So fruit has lots of sugar in it.
Yeah.
But most fruit has lots of fiber in it. And so when you combine the sugar and the fiber together, right, it means that it is just released slowly into your body. So that's the most important thing. So that's why having sugar in a drink is probably the worst thing you can have, because there's no fiber in those drinks. There's no fiber in those sports drinks. In your tea and coffee, there's no fiber in that. So yes, you don't want to be having sugar unless it's with fiber. And so getting your carbs and your energy from whole foods is really, really important.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so good. You briefly mentioned like the ratio of electrolytes to water. Can you go into that a little bit more?
Yeah, so I think if we look at like the ratio of electrolytes in sweat, the average person loses about 800 milligrams of sodium, 250 milligrams of potassium, 36 milligrams of magnesium, and 20 milligrams of calcium.
Okay.
Now, that's the average.
Yeah.
If you're a salty sweater, it can be 2 grams of sodium.
Yeah, wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So, now, but if we look at what most sports drinks have in there, you're talking about 100, 150 milligrams of sodium in them. So it's not even getting close to the average.
Yeah.
All right. So if you're a salty sweater, it's way off the mark.
Yeah.
So, and that's why PureLyte was formulated to completely replace all the electrolytes lost that you lose in a liter of sweat.
Yeah.
Right. And
awesome.
so that's really, really important. And understanding what your sweat profile is, how much you sweat.
Yeah.
You can generally tell how salty you are a bit if you wear a dark shirt. And then let that dry after sweating. You'll see how much white is in that top.
Yeah.
You can get an idea of how salty or sweaty you are.
Yeah, I've even seen people, I think it's happened to myself, but I've definitely seen others that it happens consistently with, where their sweat dries like on their forehead and you can like see the salt.
Yeah. You can see it form.
Yeah.
That's crazy to think that that's how much salt they're sweating. But yeah, it shows that how much they actually need to replace it when they're losing it.
Yeah, and I've done the hydration test before. It's not fun at all because you do have to go into like a dehydration mode. But yeah, just for the people listening, like basically you weigh yourself before you work out and then you don't drink anything. I mean, there's a method you can use where you, I guess, measure what you drink and then have to do all the math after. But you want to add to that?
Yeah, no, that's how I would do it. I mean, I would prefer to do it where I take like a liter of fluid with me, say a liter of, and look, you should try with just water. Don't take it with electrolytes there and then, because you actually want to see, because when you take electrolytes, they will help you retain.
Right, yeah.
So you take a liter of water with you, and it's probably really great from a basketball perspective. Weigh yourself before the game. Make sure you got a liter of water. Play your game. Weigh yourself after, and then see what the difference is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Plus
and then
the liter
plus
of water.
the liter of water.
Yeah.
Right. Keep it simple. Right.
Yeah.
That way the maths is not too complex.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's an easy way to just see what your sweat rate actually is.
Yeah.
Every liter will be a kilo.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
So
translates
so if you
easily.
translate it that way,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So and it's the same sort of thing. Yeah. You just got to make sure you defined what you are at the beginning, define what you are at the end, and if you've consumed anything in between, that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And then and if you've lost 3 kilos, that means you've basically lost, if you're having the 1 liter, you've lost 4 liters in sweat.
Yeah.
And now most people go, oh wow, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But the whole purpose of sweat is to cool you down, right?
Yeah.
So it's evaporating, and that's how sweat works to cool the body down. So it's evaporating off you.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you got 4 liters of water in a bucket and just threw it on yourself, yes, you'd feel drenched, right? But, it's over the time frame of a basketball game. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Well, I mean, I definitely feel drenched, and I think my measurement was at least 3 liters.
Yeah. Yes.
So, yeah, lots of sweating.
In saying that, conditions also impact. So
Yeah.
if it's humid,
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
so...
Humid
Yeah.
places are not my friend. Not my friend at all. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
So there's a few misconceptions about hydration. Is there any specific mistakes that you see athletes and parents make that you want to address?
I think one is obviously that you need to have sugar to recover.
Mm-hmm.
To recover, the main thing you need to do, as we said, you've got enough carbs stored in your body. The main thing is giving your muscles rest, but also your hydration.
Yeah.
I think a misconception around hydration is water is enough, but water alone is not enough, particularly if you're in a dehydrated state. Why that is not enough is probably, people get told, oh, water alone is not enough, but no one actually tells them why. Right,
Yeah.
and so we're going to reveal that right now.
Yes, that's what we're here for. Why?
So the body, when you're dehydrated, wants to protect the blood electrolyte levels, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what it will actually do, if you're just drinking water, it will actually dilute the blood electrolyte levels.
Okay.
Okay, so what the body will then do is go, I don't want to dilute this, right? Because that's actually not healthy for the body. So it'll just pass the water through your body and out as urine, right?
Yep.
So it'll just pass through. And so then the misconception is also this, that if your urine is clear, you're hydrated.
You're hydrated, right.
But not if you've already been dehydrated and you've had lots of water. So it's really important to understand that. It is an easy indicator to see if you're dehydrated in general, like perhaps in the workplace. But, how often are you going to the bathroom and checking?
Yeah.
You're not doing that every hour.
Yeah.
So really important that you do take electrolytes, right? So that way you're not going to dilute the electrolytes in the body. And in fact, if you have lots and lots of water, one, body will even turn off thirst as a protective mechanism.
Okay.
So you won't feel thirsty necessarily.
Right. But you're still dehydrated.
You're still dehydrated.
Yeah.
All right. Also, drinking too much water, you can actually get poisoned.
Oh, yes, I've heard this.
So,
It's bizarre to think about.
It is bizarre.
Yeah.
To think water poisoning. But the poison is probably, if used in the right context, it's basically saying it's bad for the body. The body is actually getting so diluted, that it can't function properly. And probably that's one other myth is that we need to drink 2 liters of water a day. Reality is that will vary according to every individual. So it's just a guide to sort of cover bases.
Yeah.
It's almost like speed limits. Speed limits are there because it's actually a tolerance of mortality. We can go 100 here because the death rate if there's an accident is this.
Yeah.
Right. But
Gotcha.
150, well, the death rate goes right up.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So therefore, we want it at this level. So that's what the balance of that is. So just like that, the guidance of having 2 liters of water
Mm-hmm.
is again to cover majority of people.
Yeah.
But it doesn't take into account sweat, doesn't take into account conditions, also doesn't take into account athletes, doesn't take account the water you get in food.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
So you get actually getting a lot of fluid in your food.
Yeah.
Right. So you don't need necessarily 2 liters of water every day.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Probably more importantly is to just understand that you want to make sure that you're drinking enough that you don't get thirsty.
Yeah.
Right. You can use thirst as a trigger, but I actually recommend people to just drink regularly so they don't get thirsty.
Okay.
And play around with it. Like figure out, okay, how do I feel after drinking 1 liter, 1.5 liters, and so forth.
Yeah. Is there just timing of drinking water / taking in the electrolytes matter?
There is definitely a benefit to drinking about a glass full of electrolytes of PureLyte first thing in the morning. So you do dehydrate as you sleep, and you lose about the equivalent of a glass of fluid. Definitely, that's really important in terms of timing there for just general health and well-being. And then for athletes, definitely making sure you pre-hydrate beforehand to make sure you're fully topped up.
Right.
Is what I like to say. So when you go start playing, you're ready to go, and then making sure you drink regularly as you play. Now, for yourself, it's quite hard sometimes because you're playing out of a 40-minute game, 39 minutes and 27 seconds.
Right.
I think that was about your average was just over 39 minutes.
Yeah.
And so using every opportunity to hydrate is really, really important. So with the timeouts and things like that, super important for someone like yourself.
Yes.
For other athletes that are maybe not playing that many minutes, but making sure you don't just take one drink while you're on the bench, but you're sipping throughout, so that way your body is processing it. You're not just drowning it.
Yeah.
Let your body process.
Yeah, keep that drink bottle nearby for sure. Awesome. So good.
Probably after.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So recovery,
Necessary.
really important. Yeah. Definitely have a PureLyte after sport, because you will absolutely feel the difference. The next morning is probably where you'll feel the difference the most.
Yes. Yeah.
Rather than feeling fatigued and almost like hungover. Even with people who drink alcohol and they feel hungover, it's because of the dehydration, right? So that fatigue the next day after sport is actually a hangover effect.
Yeah. Well, that was definitely part of my routine, and like I said, the effects were unreal. And even just looking back, I definitely was able to recover much faster after games. So I love that factor of PureLyte. So for those who want to try PureLyte, let's give them a little bit of advice. And how do we use PureLyte properly? Like, what are your recommended strategies for those who do decide to try it out for themselves? Like, say they get their first package in the mail and they're like, how do I give myself the best chance of seeing the difference that this can make for my body?
Yeah, so definitely, you can mix it to taste 600 to 1200 mils according to how strong you like it. But I would say do a 7-day trial, right? Try 7 days, every day having at least one PureLyte each day. And then if you're playing sport or being active, have an additional one. And then try not having it for a week, right? And feel the difference. You may not last the week, in all honesty, in terms of not trying it, because you'll feel the difference within a day or 2 days, and you'll be like, no, I need to go back to feeling how. So that'll be I think a really good way to also just convince yourself, like, this is how important proper hydration is. Yeah. Right. So that would be the strategy that I'd recommend for people just to get started.
Okay.
One a day for 7 days, one extra if they're exercising, and then see if they can go a week without it.
Yeah, okay. Nathan's put out a challenge for all of y'all listening then. You heard it. Awesome. Well, Thank you so much, Nathan, for allowing me to take your time and for educating my audience and always, like I said, serving the sporting world. I absolutely love it. Love what you're doing. Love the product. So, yeah, is there anything else that you want to say before you go?
No, just looking forward to the next stage in your basketball career as well with the UC Capitals. So good luck with that.
Thank you so much.
And looking forward to see the results there. And if you want to try PureLyte, please reach out to Tej and go from there.
Well, there you have it. So good, right? Hydration is one of the most underrated part of treating yourself like a pro, but it makes a huge difference. Take it from me, you guys. I really hope this has helped educate you not only on the importance of hydration, but how to truly maintain proper hydration. And guys, we haven't even talked about the flavor of this thing. I mean, wow. You obviously heard that it's sugar-free, but my goodness, I find it to be so good. And I don't know about you, but I have tried other sugar-free sport drinks. We won't name names, but literally every time I have had this specific one in the past, it has made my stomach ache and I literally feel ill. And I don't know if that's the reason I don't like the taste, but I just did not even enjoy the drink itself. So I guarantee you that has not been my experience with PureLyte. In fact, it's been the exact opposite, where my body was just craving the drink when I first introduced my body to it. And today I'm referring to the lemon lime flavor, but I hear that they are coming out with not one, but 2 new flavors. I know I'm excited. Actually got to give it a try today. And yeah, I was super impressed with the raspberry and mango. Whoop, whoop. So if you want to try it for yourself, even if you're a parent out there listening, hydration is important for everyone. So if you want to try it, you can head to purelyte.com.au/TejMorel and use code ProBallBuddy for 12% off. And please make sure you let me know if you do give it a try or tag me on your Instagram story. I would really love to know if you do make an order, and let me know how much improvement towards your performance and recovery you feel. Because y'all, you know I'm all about helping you get better. It's not just about hydration, it's about doing things with excellence and purpose. And that's what I love about this brand and being able to share it with you. So go smash those goals. No more foggy brain, no more fatigue, no more cramping. I'm so excited for you and staying hydrated together. And I especially appreciate your support if you do use my link, because I obviously get a small commission from every order you make. So thank you, and cheers to staying hydrated. That's a wrap for today, friend. I hope this episode gave you something to think about and something to take into your next workout, practice, or game time. If it hit home, will you do me a favor? Share it with a teammate you care about. And I would love it if you could leave me a review to let me know you're listening and help us reach even more athletes just like you. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit follow so you don't miss the next episode. And you can always find more tools and encouragement at ProBallBuddy.com. Remember, greatness starts in your mind, and you gotta fall in love with the process of becoming great. So keep showing up and have patience in the process. I'll see you next time.